All right, day traders, what did you trade today? I had a bunch of things on my watch list today, a lot, because there was a lot of earnings. Pulse, which was at the top of one of my scans in the pre-market, and I watched this scan this alert list all day, or top list. Pulse, and I wanted to take it, and I didn't. I put a little arrow where I wanted to get it, and then it just took off within a minute. I was so upset I didn't pull the trigger. It was very spready. The spread right now is only 6 cents, but the spread was moving all over the place. It was like 5 cents, 11 cents, 15 cents, then back to 4 cents. It was just so crazy that I was just too nervous to get in. I wanted to get in around 725 because it was close to the top of this level that it was kind of forming. So you can see a little wedge area here, a little bit of a wedge. The reason it was on my list in the pre-market is when you look at the daily candles, it gapped down. I think maybe it got a downgrade. Yeah, I got a bunch of downgrades today. So big jump down from where it closed around 12.18 yesterday. Big jump down to about $7, and then it started moving up its way back up. In the pre-market, you can kind of see it started moving up, and then at 9:30 it was kind of whipping all over VWAP, but it made that wedge, and I wanted to get in at 7. I was going to take a small share size, but it jumped all the way up to 8, and I wanted to get in at 727 is I think where I initially put my order, and I just didn't hit execute, and then I was crying like 1 minute later because it busted up all the way to 744, had a little down tail the next candle, and then big jump all the way up to about, did it hit 8? No, it hit 799 high, whatever. It was a big miss for me because that would have been a really nice little scalp. But it was very risky. The spread was just too much for me. I just didn't trust it. But you can see it went down in the pre-market and then it worked its way back up. So unfortunately didn't take that. I was watching a lot of other stocks, like MU was all over the place. It kind of had a move up and then it failed. I've seen this so often with MU. I should probably just, as soon as it breaks VWAP, after it kind of like tops off there, I should probably take a short, because it went all the way down to 59.50 and could have shorted it at the break of VWAP anywhere around 60 something. Couldn't do it. Yandex was an earner. Too whippy. There was nothing. I could not make heads or tails of where to get in here. It looked like it. I wanted to go long on it because it dropped in the pre-market on earnings. You could see it dropped down to 46 something down there, and it was working its way back up. But it had such a nice. Its earnings were not great. I think its estimate, it didn't miss its estimate, or something was off. But it's got such a nice move up that I thought it's going to recover. I mean, it could recover, especially since it has this little moving average right here. I felt like it could bounce off of that, but it didn't do that, and it just failed. And I couldn't take a short. I just didn't feel comfortable. There was no really good entry here because it was just too whippy. This kind of told me this little tail right here. Open this up to show it. This little tail here is like coming back up to VWAP and failing in red candle. You could have maybe taken a short here. It's below a whole number 47, 46.92 area. You just have to set your stop probably all the way up 20 cents above VWAP just to be safe. You could have written it down about 40 cents or so. But it wouldn't have been worth it. It couldn't make heads. So CGC, obviously, the pot stocks were moving in the pre-market. I put an arrow where I wanted to get in. I'm glad I didn't. Well, I could have gotten it at 62. Might have taken some profit at around 90. But then it failed and started moving back down. The SPY is down big time. So that could be affecting a lot of stocks. I took work, the Slack Technologies. This was in my pre-market. You can see my entry and my exit. So work was, I don't know why it was moving in the pre-market. It's been moving up. It's had a lot of volume the last few days. I had a really big day a few days ago to show you that on the daily chart. It's a relatively new stock, the IPO. I can get rid of these levels now. These are just levels I put up there. But you can see this little wedge it was forming here as it was moving up. And then it gapped in the pre-market up to around 27. So that's why I took notice of it, because I thought it definitely had a chance to maybe make a run. And you can see there's not much resistance above it right now. It's above this level. It's got the top of this tail right here. But that, it really has the room to run if it wants to. So I was watching it because in the pre-market, it popped up late in my pre-market scan. Those are the ones I kind of like to see in the last 10 minutes before they open, because sometimes something happens in the stock will get a little bit of volume, and even though it's not moving incredibly well during the pre-market, if it's gapping, it has a chance to, at the open, make a move. I think I did a video a few days ago of one that I missed. It was either last week or the week before. Fetch, I think it was, Fetch Techno, FTCH, where it was just a tiniest bit of volume, but it was gapping in the pre-market. So I put it on my list, and I just didn't pull the trade. I think I was trading something else. But look at this. This is a nice little move right now. It looks like it's curving back up a little bit more. But I was in and out. I took all my shares out at my first target, my 2-to-1, just because I just wanted to be done with today. I'm not going to be able to trade much in the afternoon, so I wanted to make money when I could. So look at that, now it's up to 27.54. So yeah, so it was gapping, and what happened at the open? Not much. First candle was an indecision doji, this little yellow doji, and then it was red. Then it tried to get back above VWAP, dropped below VWAP, but then it bounced up to VWAP, couldn't hold it. Bounced again up to VWAP, couldn't hold it. So then it came back again to VWAP, and that's when, I mean, this cannot go on forever. It really can't. It's very rare that a stock will just meander about VWAP all day long, especially one that's got some volume and it's got something moving it. It's just not going to keep whipping back and forth along VWAP. It's going to pick a direction at some point. It might not go for long. It might be just a little scalp. It might just spike, but it doesn't do this all day long. It doesn't just back and forth above and below VWAP all day. It's not going to do that. It's going to pick a direction and start moving at some point, especially when it's gapping. So after it had broken VWAP the second time and failed but came back, I was waiting to see what it would do if it broke this little 20, because this is also a whole number, 27, the top of this range right here. 27, that's also right where it closed that first 1 minute candle. All big indicators right there, all things telling me if it gets above that level, it has a chance to move, even though the high of the pre-market was 27.10. So I waited for it to break that 27 level. It got above 27. I said, all right, that's good. A little downtail on the next candle, 1 minute candle. And then at 27.06, I got in. 27.06, I got in. Not going to wait for it to hit 27.10. I wanted to get in as it was holding that 27 level. I put my stop below the whole number. I think I got in at 06, and I put my stop at like 92 or 91 or something like that. Big green candle right away. Started moving up, and I took all my shares out at 27.37 for a 31-cent gain. Really nice 31-cent gain. I was in and out of that trade in less than 4 minutes. I was in at 9:57.46, and I was out at 10:01.13. 30 cents in that brief span of time. All I needed. Could have held on to some shares. I didn't take a ton of shares. I just wanted a nice, easy trade for Friday. Fridays, you always want to be more careful about what you're doing. You don't want to go into the weekend with a bad taste in your mouth. You want to have a nice trade, something to feel good about, something that you can lean back on. Study. I definitely study my trades over the weekend. I quantify I put everything into charts. I look at where I entered and exit trades, what failed, what did work, what didn't work. So you want to be able to you don't want to be looking over that stuff on the weekend feeling like crap because you ended the week on a bad note. So this was a nice one to get in and out of really quick. Now, if I had taken more shares, I probably would have just partialed out maybe 60 to 70% of my shares here and held on to some, because now you can see it's curving up a little more. But this is, I'm still getting used to trading early in the day. I mean, this trade, I still took it in the first 30 minutes, 9:57. Wasn't right at the open, but like I said in other videos, I normally don't trade. I used to not trade at all until after the first 30 minutes. And sometimes I wouldn't even find anything until close to noon. And I still look for those kind of trades, but I've been having so much success using VWAP and trading the first 30 minutes now. So look at this, it's moving up. So this makes, even though I'm not in it, it makes me happy because it means I correctly identified what was happening with this stock. And I entered exactly when I should have. And now it said I shouldn't feel bad, but I'm sort of feeling bad now. It's almost going up to 28, and I got in at close to 27 at 27.06. So if I had taken partialed out here and taken some more shares after that, or held on to some shares for this, it would have been nicer. But whatever. So that was my trade. Slack Technologies got a nice little move up there. Eventually, as I start to get more confident, which I have been trading these first 15-30 minutes of the day, I will be taking bigger positions and scaling out rather than just getting everything out at my first target. But what else were people trading today? I know, like I said, I missed the boat on Pulse. I was really upset I didn't take that trade. That would have been a really nice trade. But I got work going for me. CGC, I couldn't find a way to trade that. It just didn't look that great to me. And that was it. So anybody got any other trades, let me know. If you're interested in trade ideas, the software is absolutely necessary for day traders. Check out the description of this video. There's links in there that'll take you to trade ideas. You can sign up. Just check it out for 1 month. Definitely recommend it. It's how I got into. It's how I get into all my trades. Basically, I couldn't do this without it. So everybody hopefully had a good day, and hope you have a good weekend. And I will be back next week.